Oh my God, everything is about Trump's indictment, but this is the best shit ever. Michael Rappaport just ran this infected animal out of New York City.
Batshit! You animal, you! Go back to the farm! Looking for you at the sanctuary! You filthy animal! You QAnon lunatic! Hit her with the space lasers! Blast her with the fucking space lasers! Get the fuck out of New York, you racist, sick, filthy, infected animal! Get the fuck out of here!
Get the fuck out of here! Such a failure of a human being. You should see the people who voted for her. Blast her with the fucking space laser. I watched this 6 times and it gets funnier every time. Rappaport is the man. What reason does she actually have to be there, though? Her king is there, so why wouldn't she? She's appealing to the base. They're all idiots for sure. Now I get that, but doesn't she, have an actual job to do? Being a cheerleader isn't part of a junior representative's job description. Well, she's just in House of Representatives. Don't think they have sessions until after Easter. I really hope Trump, her, and all those conservatives know how much they're not wanted in New York City. She's actually been tweeting about how she passes nothing but drug addicts on the way to the courthouse. And how, New York is so shitty. You're from Georgia, you fucking idiot. Welcome to a real city. Welcome to the real America. This is what a majority looks like. And I'm going to watch it again.
Batshit! You animal, you! Go back to the farm, you animal! They're looking for you at the sanctuary! You filthy animal! You QAnon lunatic! Hit her with the space lasers! Blast her with the fucking space lasers! Get the fuck out of New York, you racist, sick, filthy, infected animal! Get the fuck out of here!
I love it! I love it! I love it so much! Yeah, she warned everyone she was going there and everyone wear their MAGA hats, and she took the fuck off. She couldn't handle it. Good. Booed by MAGA protesters when trying to speak at a rally. She left in 5 minutes. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. I love it. MAGA cult is sending their best, huh? Ugh. God, these people are so disgusting. Should have known they wouldn't last 5 minutes in New York. That's just all-around troll legend Michael Picard, a true American hero. What? Oh, my God. Truth Social Watch.
We should throw the district attorney in Guantanamo Bay.
Fucking love this guy. He is so good at getting under their skin, too. So not even the MAGAs there are real MAGAs. They're getting trolled by fake MAGAs. I've never heard of this guy.
Hey guys.
All lives matter, right? That's right.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Come in here.
Allah bless America. What? It is?
You guys, you don't belong here. You don't belong here.
Why not?
Goodbye.
Why not?
Stand across the street. Yeah, get away.
Well, we want to stand right next to you.
Yeah, you did this to me last time. You and your Sharia law.
We'll hang out.
Sharia law. No, you know.
Oops, I just stepped on it.
I'm a white woman, and if I get naked, you have to kill yourself. That's how y'all
Why
are.
would you do that to me?
Because I want you to
Get that flag up off the ground. Get that flag off the ground.
I'm stepping on it. I'm stepping on it.
Stop it.
Allah bless America.
God bless America.
Allah bless America.
Jesus.
Allah is God.
I was a child molester.
Allah is
I
God.
was a child molester.
Don't touch my...
Keep it off the ground. Get it off the ground. Get it off the ground.
Don't touch my flag.
Get it off the ground.
pull up your Allah ass.
Don't touch my rag.
Get him. Get him. Don't just say it. Do it.
Get going. Why don't you move down the street? Dragging the flag on the ground. Look at it. Camera. He's doing it on purpose.
Get that flag up off the ground, boy.
Are you
Get it off the ground. You better not make me get my lynching.
You're not supposed to be wearing the flag either.
No one likes you.
I'll get my lynching rope. I swear it. Yeah. Yeah. You want socialism, huh?
Get
What
out
are
of
you,
here.
fucking Marxist?
Let's move
I bet he voted for Stalin.
Let's move down. Let's move away.
All lives matter.
Say cheese, you little rat. Say cheese, you're on camera.
Thank you.
You're the one on camera, dipshit.
Allahu Akbar.
Yeah, you're a moron. Down with Sharia law. No.
All these gross ass Southern hick people.
Sorry.
Get away from me! Get away!
Give us Sharia law.
Get Shakira Law out of here.
Shakira Law.
He cannot drag the flag. Trump does not.
Go running to the police, and the police are going to say they can do nothing about it. So then there goes that blue line flag, right?
Drag the flag. He ain't allowed to do it. You better make him stop.
Oh my
Tell him
God.
to stop. Tell him to stop right now.
Goodbye.
Here comes the former president. Let's just listen into this.
And there he is. Let's see what you've won. Someone had a sign outside that said they don't have hairspray in prison. I don't know. They don't want anyone to get high off the fumes. new and fake victimhood, the war on Easter. Biden's war on Christian kids. Potatoes replace Easter eggs as families are hit with hard times. Maybe all you good Christian people should get rid of those huge-ass Ford F-150s.
Grandpa's feeling a little frisky today. Let me say something to all you and be as clear and concise as possible.
Okay. So what, you're a fucking idiot that spent all that money on beer just to shoot it? To own the libs? Because of this trans individual as a spokesmodel for Anheuser-Busch? This is like, holy crap, that's all these idiots do. You spend your money on Bud Light to destroy it because you want to show them you don't like it. You spent your fucking money on Bud Light.
Fuck Bud Light and fuck Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah, you really showed them. I'm going to show how much I don't like you by spending more money on your shit. Is it me or is Kid Rock aging into Dr. Phil? Maybe if Dr. Phil got a meth addiction. If Dr. Phil lost about 50 pounds. I always love when my Detroit friends clarify Kid Rock was never from Detroit. It's true, he's from Romeo, where his dad owned a car dealership and he grew up in a very rich home. With both parents, who had a real good marriage. Pretty sure his real name is Clarence, too. Let's put this as clear and concise as possible. He used to be a rapper. Oh my God, is that him? He has a flat top. He must be scared to death to look in his yearbook. I'm still in shock after learning that Kid Rock's whole persona of trailer trash is contrived. It suits him well, just a weird route to take in life. Larry the Cable Guy, Roseanne, Tim Allen, Jeff Foxworthy, they all play up their blue-collarness to varying extents. I also love when I hear comedians call themselves stupid in their bits, and then you find out they're Ivy League educated. It's a well-traveled path to appearing relatable. Foxworthy being an engineer at IBM was more interesting to me than it was persona shattering. Tim Allen, the same Tim Allen who spent 2.5 years in jail for drug trafficking. The same Tim Allen who preaches personal responsibility but ratted on everyone he could to shorten his prison sentence. Yeah, Larry the Cable Guy was like this big fat nerd before he became Larry the Cable Guy, putting on the ripped up plaid shirt and the baseball cap and growing the beard and taking on the southern accent was like the best he could do to make himself look cool or something and get an audience. No joke, ICP is more Detroit than Kid Rock. It's like claiming you're from New York City, NYC, when you're really some jerk off from the rich Hamptons at the end of Long Island. Oh, God. Rich boy from the burbs pretending to be poor so he could get famous exploiting urban culture. His dad owned multiple car dealerships, and he grew up in a mansion with an apple orchard even, which is extremely white. He still bought all that. This is the same thing as those people who burn their Nike shit. Like Bud Light executives are going to rip their hair out and go, no, they're buying cases of beer to shoot instead of drinking it. You could argue that he actually bought this beer with the money he made from selling Budweiser products from loyalties for allowing use of his name on the bar in Nashville. If he really cared, he would have to take his name away from that bar in Nashville that sells Budweiser products. Anyone else see a tiny little rainbow in the beer spray? He's trying to set the gay free. Rule number 1 in marketing, know your customers. Have you dumped Bud? Well, that's just too bad. Yeah, I'm sure Anheuser-Busch is really going to suffer. Name this band. We got a winner. Panic at the Drag Show. Speaking from Texas, he'd be shot in less than 60 seconds. In regards to a video of a man hitting cars with a bat, you beat me to the comment. Luckily, this video is from a first world country where people are not publicly executed by random dickwads for minor property damage. Let's watch it again. I love it. I love it, so I'm going to watch it again. Good old Rappaport.
You animal, you! Go back!
You animal, you! Go back to your fucking...
You animal, you! Go back to the farm, you animal! They're looking for you at the sanctuary! You filthy animal! You QAnon lunatic! Hit her with the space lasers! Blast her with the fucking space lasers! Get the fuck out of New York, you racist, sick, filthy, infected animal!
obviously, well, that could be any New Yorker. Imagine being so fragile you're intimidated by a whistle after you encouraged a violent mob to attack the Capitol. The New York public advocate, Jumaine Williams, was one of Mayor Adams' thugs blowing a whistle at me in the park today across from the courthouse while I peacefully protested and used my free speech rights to protest the weaponization of government and persecution of Donald Trump. Nobody told you you had to absolutely leave. None of them wanted you there, but you absolutely had the right to continue standing there. You absolutely had the right to peacefully protest like you wanted to do. You fucking idiot. You know the Constitution so well. You're out on the streets of New York outside of the courthouse to peacefully protest. You have every right to do that. You took the fuck off because you didn't get the warm welcome you were expecting. Because you're stuck in this bubble with nothing but your sycophantic ass lickers around you, and you cannot handle the fact that a real city with a real majority of people can't fucking stand you. You're a House representative from fucking Georgia. You go to a city with more people than you've probably ever been around in your life, and surprise, they think you're a piece of shit. Nobody touched you. Nobody threw anything at you, which I'm going to say right now, I'm a little bit disappointed didn't happen. People think that 27% of Americans are native. People think 27% of Americans are Muslim. People think 26% of Americans have a household income over $500,000 a year. People think 21% of Americans are trans. The numbers are 4% at best, and that's for being bisexual. 3% for being atheist. Fucking conservatives, dude. Sorry, liberals, the suspected actions of one crazed individual doesn't justify the vilification of millions of peaceful Trump supporters. Stares in Muslim. We stopped watching Netflix when they put on Cuties. We stopped watching the NFL when they disgraced our anthem. We stopped wearing Carhartt when they enforced vax mandates. Now we've stopped drinking Bud Light. When will these companies learn? Get woke, go broke. Because all of these entities are broke now, right? You fucking moron. I think these companies are doing better than ever. Brave traitor Marjorie Taylor Greene ran away. When danger reared its ugly head, she bravely turned her tail and fled. Traitor Greene didn't even last 5 minutes at her own stupid protest. Well, Marge cries to Bannon that Eric Adams sent Antifa after her. He threatened me. The mayor of New York City is a thug, calling Antifa to bring their whistles, pots, and pans and drown me out. No, bitch, that isn't Antifa. Making it out like people are there screaming at her because somebody had to send a mob specifically after her. No, you idiot. That is the public. That is New York. That is a small example of the millions upon millions, the majority of people in this country, and what they think of you. Everything Rappaport said is 100% true. You're a piece of shit. If Trump is prosecuted, then any former president can be, even Dems. Okay? They either don't or won't understand how okay most people are with this. Here are the first astronauts that will go to the moon since 1972. I'm seeing a cool sci-fi movie in the making based on this. I hope nothing bad happens to them. What's stopping you? If you're not homophobic, why not whack off your friend that's a gay guy? Like, what's stopping you? Or blowing him, or letting him fuck you in the ass. What's stopping you? You're not getting anything out of it, but he's having a hell of a time. Well, you might get something out of it.
Where is everyone? I was told there would be mass protests over the indictment. You know, this gives me more pride in my state. This is actually telling me, I'm sure, there are probably many reasons, but this is probably the number one real reason. Knowing these dumbass right-wingers, they knew better than to come to New York. They knew better than to try to show up and pull their shit there. They know they're not the majority there. They know they've got nothing on the majority. And New York City is a good representation, a good representative slice of the vast majority in this country. Only New Yorkers, these Southerners all think they shoot from the hip. New Yorkers will call it like it is. New Yorkers have no qualms whatsoever. About putting people in their place. New Yorkers are actually so adept at putting bullshitters in their place. They will shut their own cops up with a single statement. I love those videos. Fat ass conservative right wingers, maggot, Trump tards, they wouldn't stand a chance in New York. One of their favorite representatives, Three Toes Green, didn't last 5 minutes in New York. She actually expected something completely different, and she knew right away it was not going to work with these people. Such a shame, Bud Light, not getting my money anymore. Looks like you just spent money on that one. Artie Langford. When 45's mugshot isn't released to the public, when his real height and weight are released. Ugh. I'm here in New York to protest with my voice against the weaponization of the justice system on innocent President Trump. But the counter-protesters are coming to commit assault that cause audible damage to everyone's ears, including NYPD. But Mayor Adams warns me by name. Welcome to New York, snowflake. By the way, you know, this bitch is unbelievable. She does it again. You are not there to protest, and the majority are the counter-protest. You are a fucking unwanted entity coming up to New York from fucking Georgia to preach your bullshit, and the majority, they're not even counter-protesters. These are just New Yorkers telling you you are not liked, you are not welcome, and you're a piece of shit. These people aren't bothering to protest. New Yorkers, these are probably just people walking down the street on an average Tuesday that just decided to stop and say, fuck you. That's what New Yorkers are known for. Post-threatening pic with baseball bat gets indicted on opening day. I cannot believe y'all made George Santos cry. What is this? GOP cannot handle New Yorkers. George Santos cried and went home. But they don't like snowflakes, do they? Record scratch. Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation. This is what happens when you use a marketing and advertising agency that has never met one of your customers. Oh, so you're saying only right-wing conservative fat maggot pieces of shit drink beer? I think you're actually more pissed off about the fact that gay people drink beer and atheists drink beer and New Yorkers drink beer and Democrats also drink beer. That's what you don't like. You actually think you own a beverage. It's not even about Bud. It's like these right-wingers actually believe they own a certain libation. They own beer. And they don't. If gay people didn't drink beer, Anheuser-Busch would not be advertising it using rainbows. You know what we should probably do? And I would love to see this. Every company in America, or even out of America, every fucking product that's sold in this country should have a rainbow printed on it. So that all of these fucking idiots are forced to pay their money to companies that support LGBTQ or go without literally everything. They don't like it, they can just go without. And if everything has a rainbow printed on it, I guess they can't buy anything. Uh-oh, scuffle with MAGA woman. Triggered by banner outside Manhattan courthouse that reads, "Trump lies all the time." Man, I love this so much. I'm so proud of New York today. No mirror. Fucking Reddit. Let me check YouTube. Hello?
You're on the wrong side. 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 I have COVID. I don't care. I really do have COVID. You're on the wrong side. 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 I'm with you. Get out of here, you old bag of bones. Find us. Flag, bitch! Tear it up! Tear this shit up! this shit up! Get off of it! Bitch, you keep on the wrong side, bitch. I'm not a tourist, bitch. I'm from New York. What's good?
Violent communist agitators. Exactly. Probably indivisible USA members.
You're on the wrong side. You're on the wrong side. Bitch, I'm from New York. You're on the wrong side. You're on the wrong side. I have COVID. I don't care. I really do have COVID. Good for you. You're on the wrong side. 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 I'm with you. Get out of here, you old bag of bones. Burn this flag, bitch. Tear it up. Tear this shit up. Tear this shit up. Get off of it. Bitch, you keep on the wrong side, bitch. I'm not a tourist, bitch. I'm from New York. What's good? What's good?
Sorry. I said LGBTQ does not cover for pedos. That is not only blatantly false, but that is quite dangerous because that type of rhetoric goes all the way back to the old black and white PSAs from the 50s and the 60s when people were so homophobic, people being their usual hateful selves immediately tried to draw a comparison and conflate child molesters with LGBTQ. They tried to say if you're gay, you're automatically a pedophile, which is false. It is absolutely false, and it is dangerous. And people, especially religious freaks, to this day will continue to regurgitate this bullshit. And it doesn't surprise me because that's probably what their schools and their churches and their parents are showing them. I can picture kids sitting in Sunday school being shown these old black and white PSAs from the 50s and the 60s, trying to draw a comparison between an adult gay male and a child molester. And it is absolutely false. You watch Chris Hansen, you watch To Catch a Predator. You want to know who they catch on these shows? Married men. Men looking for young girls. Pastors. Police officers. Community leaders that are after young boys. People who are established, people who have a modicum of power or authority, people who lead religious groups, not drag queens, It's your religious freaks and your married politicians and your cops. Those are the ones who are after young girls and young boys. We are in April, the very beginning of April. So far this year in 2023, there have been over 156, I believe, religious leaders that have been tried or convicted or arrested on suspicion of trafficking, raping, and molesting minors. You could put 1,000 drag queens in a room and one pastor, and your child will be safer with the 100 drag queens than with the pastor. If I had a kid, I would trust him or her many, many times over with a room full of drag queens or at an LGBTQ pride parade over at a church group or with politicians or with cops. These people take these positions, unfortunately, many times for a reason. They are nefarious reasons. LGBTQ overwhelmingly do not molest children. They do not cover for pedos. They do not go after young boys. That is a very old, very dangerous, homophobic tactic that the religious right especially has been trying to conflate with gay people. And I will put it to you like this. Yeah, there are people all over the place that commit molestation, that are pedophiles. You know, what I'm telling you is, you look at the statistics, you look at the facts, you look at reality, your child is far safer with gay parents or a room full of drag queens than with any religious leader, than with your politicians, than with your police. Those are the facts. And to come out and say something as so ancient and so repeatedly disproven as LGBTQ are bad because they support pedophiles is fucking ridiculous. And it is actually false. You don't get to say, in fact, it's so minute, you know, you don't get to say, I don't like an entire group of people because, you know, pedophiles, and then just ignore everybody else. You are not going to say LGBTQ is a party of pedophiles when your right-wing politicians are getting arrested and convicted left and right for pedophilia. You're not going to say it's LGBTQ when your fucking religious freaks are overwhelmingly pedophiles. Your right-wing politicians want to legalize child marriage. They want to force children old enough to get a period to carry to term a pregnancy. They want to eliminate rights for women in the reproductive health department. So don't say that LGBTQ are the party of pedophiles. The right wing is the party of pedophiles. Religious leaders are your group of pedophiles. There are more pedophile politicians than you will ever find in any parade for gay pride. It's fucking ridiculous, and I'm sick of hearing the zombie lies. LOL, did she really walk dead center on top of an object and attempt to lift it from beneath her feet? Like, that's a bizarre level of cognitive dysfunction in an adult. I was just about to reference this. I love finding psych studies in the wild. Not self-aware is an apt description for a MAGA. Yeah. See? Same thing again. Same thing again that I can say. Lack of self-awareness. These people are so fucking stupid, they don't understand how stupid they are. And if they do, then they're fucking sociopaths. And they belong nowhere near public office. They belong nowhere near any position of authority or power. And they don't belong anywhere carrying a fucking gun. She's a MAGA supporter, so I'd say it's right on par with her cognitive abilities. Yeah. Trump wearing his presidential polo and a hat with 47 on it. New York police have listed Trump's weight as 270 pounds. Well, he finally made it to 270. How the court illustrator captured the former president during today's arraignment. Jesus Christ, he looks like a gremlin. Wow, Norm Macdonald was a cutie back in high school. Doesn't even look like him. People complaining about my anti-Trump tweets need to understand. I love my country and I feel it's my duty to oppose this demented sociopath with every fiber of my being. Mark Hamill is the man, dude. Oh, and here it is again. If Reddit didn't suck so bad with this video playback bullshit, I would listen to it again. Here's another one. Thing about this trans stuff, I've raised animals and livestock my whole life. If we have male or female animals that can't perform their biological duties to reproduce, they go to slaughter. Unless you have one to keep as a pet, they're killed for consumption. They're a waste of resources. Imagine the amount of hate and stupidity it takes. She is comparing human beings to livestock. This is the problem. If you can't see what the problem is, you're a fucking moron. there are so many different things, there's a lot of shit that flies around online where there's so much shit wrong with it. Your brain could explode trying to disseminate it all. First of all, trans individuals are people. They are not livestock. Would you like it if you and your life and your purpose on this earth were compared to livestock? You would not. Number 2, a human being's only purpose in life is not to reproduce. A human being's purpose in life is to do whatever the fuck they please as a human being. Especially in a country that wants to call itself the freest nation on earth, a person is in charge of their own destiny. A person is in charge of their own life. A sane, normal individual of sound mind makes their own decisions regarding their life. Not you, and not based on what your experience is with livestock. This is pure eugenics she's talking about. People that are not considered useful should not exist. So Heather C., I wonder what your views are on other people that a lot of people would consider a waste of resources. How about people with severe cognitive disabilities, people with Down syndrome, who are never going to become astronauts? Okay, how about autistic people, people with no legs? How about people who had to have a hysterectomy? They don't have a uterus. How about people that are just fucking loser incels and can't get laid, like I imagine you probably can't? How about people that are deaf or blind? People like Helen Keller, who are both deaf and blind. People who get into accidents, whose bodies and whose minds are never going to be the same. How about veterans suffering from PTSD? How about people who are so goddamn fat they can't get out of their house? How about people suffering from severe anxiety? People who are agoraphobic. There's a whole mess of different people who are not going to live their lives or can't live their lives in the way that you decide they should be living their lives. So what about those people, Heather C.? Are you going to compare them to livestock? I don't have any children. Are you going to try to compare me to livestock? You're not going to do that, are you? If I had 1,000 people like me who happen not to have children or don't want children, or maybe we are disabled in certain ways, are you going to tell us that we are the same as livestock? Are you going to dare say anything like this from, I don't know, out from behind your keyboard? I mean, you could probably get a little bit of kudos for this bullshit because it is bandwagon jumping with your fellow right-wing conservative Christo-fascist morons to jump on that bandwagon and say you hate trans people to the point where you are literally comparing human beings to livestock. If this were 1865, you would probably be doing the same thing about newly freed black people. Because this is a safe bandwagon to jump on for you. You are never going to say anything like this to my face or to anybody's face. You aren't even going to say anything like this to a trans person's face, because you will no longer have a face. And then it'll all work out because you will be so fucked up that by typical right-wing logic, you won't be a 10 anymore. And nobody will want to fuck you. And then when nobody wants to fuck you, you won't be able to have children because you will be severely disabled. And then by your own logic, you will be useless to the world. Because, of course, by your own logic, you are only as valuable, you only have as much of a right to exist based on what other idiots like yourself decide the requirements are. You will only have value in your life. Your life and your existence will only have as much value as what some fuckwit standing over here decides you have. In the real world, that's not how it works, Heather C. In the real world, and I think you know this, you would never say anything like this unless you were safe behind a keyboard. Just like Marjorie Three Toes Green didn't last 5 minutes in New York. You're all a bunch of fuckwads. You only care about yourselves, your own power, your own money. You don't give a fuck about anybody else. You don't have any empathy. You have no humanity. You are psychotics. I could absolutely hate a group of people, and if I did, I would not be so fucking stupid as to not recognize people are people. They are human beings, no matter what. I would never compare anybody to livestock. I've even said it myself. All of you people, I absolutely hate you people. I would never compare you to livestock. I wouldn't just throw you in a modern American prison and throw away the key. I wouldn't take away your basic human rights. I wouldn't deprive you of your basic liberties or even your right as a person to live your own life. I would simply keep it in the back of my mind that people like you are like walking around with a little bad dog. Let me just be safe and put it that way. A little bad dog. You take care of them. You want them to be happy. You don't want to deprive them of any of their rights or their civil liberties. But you never put them in any position or of power or authority. There are limits on what these people can be allowed to do. And those limits involve never, ever letting them amount to anything that involves any type of power or authority or say-so on anybody else's life. I would put it in a way more, less politically correct way. But I don't want to get a ban or a strike here. Well, yes, shit human being. That's a good way to put it. But shit human beings like Heather C. over here. It's not enough to just recognize that. You have to put limits on them. Not like, the limits they want to impose on others, which involves all-out genocide and comparing human beings to livestock. No, because I am not a shit human being. That's what shit human beings like Heather C. say and do. And again, I wish I could put this not politically correct way. So I'll just say, it's not enough to recognize these people are shit human beings. You have to be wary and you have to take precautions against shit human beings. They can never be placed in any position where they have any power or authority over anybody else or their life. That should always be the golden rule. Never in politics, never a leader, never a CEO or a CFO, never a boss, never a supervisor. That is the limit. It's very easy to say, and it's easy to keep that mindset about you that, if somebody doesn't like you, if somebody hates you, go fuck yourself. That's the good thing about it, is that I'm in charge of my life and you have zero power over what I do in my life. In fact, you bother me or annoy me enough, I can have you arrested. I can sue you. With this bandwagoning shit going on, when it comes to the all-new boogeyman of the current generation, you can't exactly say that anymore when these people hold positions of power. You can't say that anymore when these people have congressional seats. You can't say that anymore when they're leading your classrooms, or they're running your business, or they're your supervisor at work. And that's where the line is. You have to not only identify these shit human beings, you have to cut them off. They have to be acknowledged as though they are a little dog that misbehaves, and when they misbehave, you have to bop them on the nose and remind them they have no power over anybody else. That's what we need to do with these people. That's what should be done with Heather C. Heather C. shouldn't even be around livestock. Heather C. thinks about people in terms of livestock, in terms of animals that she herself views as disposable. I wouldn't trust a piece of shit person like Heather C. around a goddamn goat. And that's where the line needs to be. But whatever. I'm hungry and I want to play some Resident Evil 4 remake again. So I've done my ranting and raving for today. I'll see you in a bit.